Hey there, what's going on? My name is Basir Payenda. Welcome to Project 19 of 100 Web Project Series. And in this video, I'll be creating this simple web page using HTML, CSS, vanilla JavaScript, and also a third-party library called scrollReveal.js. You can see as I'm scrolling down, there is also a scroll indicator right here below the navigation bar that's showing up whenever we are scrolling downside and also upside. Alright, the animation you can see right here for this image and also the intro text. That's what we have already covered that in our previous tutorial in project number 16. Here, if I refresh the page, you can see that the image and also this text right here, they gets animated from the left and right side. This can be from top and bottom as well. And the only difference is that in here, we didn't write any JavaScript to trigger this animation when we are hitting a specific scroll point here. Okay, so without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, so for this video I'm going to be using a template startup here. This is the HTML code and this is the CSS code right here. Okay, you can get the code for this template startup in my GitHub repository in 100 Web Project Series, or I will just put the link for that in the description section below. Okay, just I didn't want to repeat myself because I've already covered that here in project number 16. Or if you're interested, you can click right here and actually see how I created all of these from scratch. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into here in the index.html and run this in live server. Okay, so this is how it's all gonna look, but in previous tutorial I also added a theme toggler, but in here I just removed all of that. Okay, so let's get it started. I'm gonna just and this one right here. Okay, so for the section, this is the hero section, just going back in here. Okay, so this is going to be another section called about, and within that a div with the class of intro. Here I'm going to add an h1 which is called about and some dummy content below that, lorem. There we go, and another div with the class of image, and therein I'm going to add the image from the images directory. This is going to be pic1.jpg. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate it down below. If you're using VS Code, Shift, Alt, and down arrow, just gonna duplicate it. Then going all the way down here, then this is for the services. Just changing the name, services. There we go, and make sure this is capitalized. Then for the image, it's gonna be pic2. Okay, then let's just duplicate it down below once again. And let's see what is this. This is portfolio, so I'm gonna copy that out. Portfolio for this one, and this is called pic3. Okay, and then let's duplicate it down below again. Okay, what's this for? This is for the projects. Okay, just copy that out and paste it right here, and this is gonna be pic4.jpg. all right, let's capitalize this actually. And similarly for the next one, this is called clients. Just copy that out and paste it right here, clients. The h1 is the clients, and for the images it's going to be pic5.jpg. Okay, so now if I run this in live server, well, this is how it is all going to look. It looks terrible, and we're going to be fixing it using CSS. Alright, so back into here in the CSS directory, here we have the style CSS and also startup style.css. This is actually from the startup template. Okay, so in style.css I'm going to write some global styling here. Global for all of the images, they are all going to have a width of 100%. If I just scroll down a little bit, this is how it is all going to look. And also I'm going to add a border radius right here, 0.5 rem. There it is. And then also for all of these h1s right here, I'm going to say h1, they're all going to have a font size of like 4 rem and also a margin of 0.5 rem and 0. Okay, so that is it. And now let's style these sections here. Comment down here sections, and all of these sections, they're all gonna have some common styling. Thus they're all gonna have a height of 100 vertical height. They are gonna be displayed as flicks. This display as flicks. And also align items to be in the center. Save it. And now you can see this is how they are all gonna look. Okay, let me zoom this out a little bit. And I also want this text and this image to take 50% of the weight. So for that, I'm going to write this intro and also the image right here, dot image, and we're gonna add the flex of 1 for both of those. Why is that not working? If I go back here, yeah, this image actually intro, yeah, this is image img here. So yeah, image. Now let's see. Okay, so now you can see the area is divided equally between them. Okay, if you want to increase or decrease it, you're welcome. Let's just decrease it to 80 vertical height. So then also for the section down here, section and the child, for the even one, I'm gonna write flex direction, and it's gonna be row reverse like that. Save it, and now you can see that the text and also the image for the even part, they are swapped. Okay, this is at the left side and this image is at the right side here. Okay, down below here for the intro, I'm gonna also add a padding like 2 rem. Okay, so now they kind of look good. Alright, so that's it for the CSS. I don't believe there is anything else. If I just zoom this to 100%, this is how it is all gonna look. Okay, so now let's also write some code for the scroll indicator. Where is it? Actually, there we go, right here. Okay, so we're gonna write some code for that. I don't know why do we have this. Let's close that off. And for this scroll indicator, I'm gonna go back into here in the index.html, right below the header in here. Okay, however, I forgot I have already added that, so I'm gonna just choose this ID with the scroll indicator in the style.css all the way up until here, the scroll indicator, and then here I'm gonna get the ID called scroll-indicator, position that as fixed. From the top side is 60 pixels. Okay, and it's gonna have a width of like 0% and also a height of like 10 pixels. Okay, let's add a background color for that and set it to be blue. Actually, I'm gonna set this to be like 10% so we can see at least we added it. Here is the scroll indicator and I'm gonna set this to be 0%, but using JavaScript we're gonna be changing that based on whenever we are scrolling down. Alright, so now let's write the JavaScript for this. Back in here I'm gonna create another file called script.js. First in index.html, make sure that's connected to it. This is the script with the source of script.js. There we go, and script.js, first I'm gonna get that scroll indicator, the scroll underscore indicator, that's equal to document.getElement by ID, scroll-indicator. Alright, so we want to actually trigger that when we are scrolling. I'm gonna use event listeners for this. Scroll. So on scroll, this function is gonna get fired. That's eventually going to get the maximum scroll height here. That's equal to document.body.scrollHeight minus window.innerHeight. Just save it. Maximum scroll height, this is the 100% of the current content that's scrollable. Okay, so 100%, which means that all the way from here up until the bottom right here, except this visible part which you can see, because this scroll doesn't show up unless we are hitting more than 100 vertical height. You can see there is no scrolls right here. Okay, so this content should be subtracted, and that's what we have done right here, window.innerHeight. In fact, I have already prepared some notes for this. Okay, so if I just go back here for the scroll height in page 2, there we go. This is a definition from the MDN. You can pause the video, read it all yourself, but basically it's just going to return the height of the entire content, including padding is visible and also invisible parts. Okay, and then similarly here we have this inner height right here. Again, this is the definition from the MDN. So basically, in a gist or the nutshell is that it's going to return the height of the window content. And right here, I already prepared this one. So you can see this is the scroll height right here, and this is the inner height. And the reason why we are subtracting it is, again, I'm saying that because if you see this part right here, you can see there are no scrolls, and that is because we are going to actually subtract it. This inner height is going to be subtracted from here. Okay, so I hope that it makes sense. Now the next step is that we are also going to get the current current scroll height. It is also going to be in percentages. Window.scrollY divided by maximum scroll height times 100. There we go. So what is this division right here, and similarly this multiply sign right here? Okay, so for that I have already prepared another diagram for you guys. So that's just a simple math problem here. You can see the maximum scroll height is 100%. What will be the current scroll height? From the example, this is actually current scroll height right here. So that's the value of x. If you solve it for x, this will be something like this. Okay, window.scrollY times 100% divided by maximum scroll height, that's equal to current scroll height. This is what we have in our example. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. And then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna get this one and say dot style dot width is equal to, and then right here we're gonna pass the current scroll height and percentage right at the end of that. Okay, now save it, and if I just go back right here and start scrolling down, you can see that this is appearing right there. Okay, yep, there we go. All right, so now let's add the animations. You have to go to scrollReveal.js, and here for the quick startup, here you can see there is a CDN link for that. Just copy that out and go to your index.html file and paste it right above the script.js, and then save it. And then right here for the scroll reveal, we're going to write some codes for that. Okay, window.sr is equal to scroll reveal. Actually this is capital case, scroll reveal. There we go, save it. And then down below here for the animation, we're going to say scroll.reveal. The first argument is going to be the element that we want to animate it, in this case the hero intro. Okay, then right here within this object we're going to add some configurations, like what would be its duration. I'm going to say 1000 milliseconds, and then similarly from the origin, what would be its origin, I'm going to say from the left side, and similarly the distance for that, let's say 200 pixels. Save it, and then if I just go back here and refresh it, you can see there is a duration of 1000 milliseconds. You can actually boost it to 2000 milliseconds. The origin is from the left, and then if I change this to be like from the bottom, you will see that it's gonna get animated from the bottom. There we go. And then if I set this to be right, it's gonna animate from the right side. Yep. And also let's do the same thing for the image as well. I'm gonna duplicate it down below. I believe for the image, this is only image like that. Okay, so this is gonna be for the left, this is for the right, and 200 pixels, everything else is gonna be pretty much the same. There we go. Refresh it. And now let's write some animations for the about section in here as well. I'm gonna just duplicate it down below. This is gonna be for the about section. Let's just comment out. Okay, this is about, and similarly change this to be for about. And now if I just go back here, well actually the image, this is img here. The intro section, this should now be from the right side, because the intro is located the right side there. Okay, and the image, let's set the origin to be left. Okay, now if I go back here, this is how it is all gonna look. You can go back to here and scroll down. Okay, it's not showing up. Yeah, because right here we need to set the reset to be equal to true. Okay, so what's gonna happen if I set reset equal to true? Well, if I just scroll down and go back, the animation is still there. Okay, it's gonna happen every time we are scrolling. So we animated so far the first two parts in here, and now let's do the rest of that. Yeah, I'm gonna also add something called rotate. Just gonna rotate for the x-axis. I'm gonna write something like 60, and for the z, let's write something like 45. These are in degrees. Okay, now if I just go back here and scroll down, there we go. This is a very nice animation. Yeah, this is for the z. Obviously you can change it to be for the y. Okay, just get rid of that. And then if I just go back here, Yeah, there it is. This is for the Y here. All right, down below here, this is going to be for the services and the portfolio. Let's just go back right here and then duplicate all of these down below here. These two are going to be for the services and these two are going to be for the portfolio. There we go, and just get rid of the rotation right here. Save it, and then if I just go back here, okay, so this is the services. Why is the services is not working? Okay, probably this is the image, img there, and then if I go back here, let's see, yeah, this is services. You can see now it's animated. Cool. All right, now for the services and also the portfolio, let's also swap their origin as well. In this case, for the services, let's comment this out, services, and this is portfolio. Okay, so this is going to be animated from the top and the image is going to be animated from the bottom. Okay, and this one, it is going to be from the bottom, and this is for the top section right there. Okay, save it, and if I just go back here, okay, let's just scroll down, there it is. All right, so this is how it is all going to look. Okay, yeah, the image is on top of the scroll indicator. In order to prevent that, you can go back into here and write the z-index of, like, let's say 100, so it's always on the top. Okay, now you can see it's on the top, and similarly for the projects and the client. Okay, let's just go back into script.js and actually duplicate it down below right here, and then select portfolio. Both of that is going to be for the project .intro and image, and then just going to be let's see, the project. Okay, the text is in the left side. Okay, so we can see it's going to be left and this is going to be right. There we go. And similarly duplicate this one down below right here. Finally, this is going to be for let's see, clients. Okay, client, and this one is also for the client, and then this is going to be from the right side and this one from the left side. Okay, and then let's see, well, the projects and clients are not working. And index.html, okay, so it's called projects. This should work actually. Yeah, we forget to add this is right here, and also this should be a capital C. Now this should work. If I go back, projects, still not working. Index.html, clients, this is capital C right here. Okay, so oh yeah, also there is an S at the end of that. If I just go back again in here, so you can see this is all how it is all gonna look. All right, yep. Obviously, if you don't like the animation, you can change it however you want to. Okay. All right, so now let's write a simple animation for this button as well. Okay, all the way up until here. In the intro section down below, I'm going to duplicate it, and it's going to be for the button. Okay, the origin is going to be from the left, distance is 200 pixels. There's going to be only a little bit of delay, like let's say 200 milliseconds. Okay, and if I just go back here, there we go, you can see that this button is going to show up and gets animated after a specific delay. All right, so that is it. And if I go back into here, I believe I also have a footer for that. Okay, so we also need to add the footer, and the tutorial is ended. Okay, so right here, I'm going to add a footer, and I'm going to say copyright, copy, this is the HTML entity at 2021. There we go. And style the CSS, just select this and set a padding for that, like 4 rem. And also let's write a background color for that, like this dark color, and also F3, Let's bump up this font size to 2 rem, and then if I just go back here, there we go. And also let's position this in the center, save it. All right, so this is how it is all gonna look. And the scroll indicator, yeah, this is working fine as well. Alright, so that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notification, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.